Hey there, folks. I'm Joe Crawford of artclone.com. Pretty much every day I go to CSSBattle.dev and do the daily target. Let's do that now. Oh, that's great. Super great. I believe I can do this in 2 gradients and no bothering around with margins and whatnot. So what's thing one? Thing one is on the bottom and is this round circle. Radial gradient on Q, a number, and then this color. We need to have an extent. How about 10 pixels? 10 pixels. Too big. How about 90? 90 it is. And then the next radial gradient is actually similar, but not the same. But it's at so probably it's smaller than it's half as big, maybe even smaller. So half would be 45. I bet it's 40. Sure. And it's going to be have a no repeat on it. And it's going to have a size. We'll say uh, so it'll have size. So I'll do the size even. So the numbers that I add now are going to be background position. So we need 20 pixels, something like that. Slash and then size, 100 pixels, 100 pixels. Okay, there it is. So 2, 2, 1, 5. Kind of in the ballpark. Close. How about 210? 220, 30, 10, 200, 100. There it is. 145. Ooh, close. How about 5? 195. Ooh, so close. So I I think I have the size wrong. I think it's what 90, 90? Yeah. That means that the background position needs to be fixed as well. So this will be 200 and this will be 150. And that does it. Submit. And that's it. So let's minify unit replace for the final on that one. Because we have the same basic, and that's a good score. Because we have the same basic background on both. If this were elements, we could do it on 2 levels. I think we can do nested template with this, and I'm going to copy the second one, the simpler one. I'll do nested template and say radial gradient is the thing. Or even better, if I do star, it has that gradient. And remove this. Let's move the margin so the dots. Okay, so I'm going to add an outline so that I can see it. Outline, 1 pixels, solid, hot pink. Sure. Oh, we don't see it. Why don't we see? Oh, because it's bad choice of color. Let's do white. We'll do white. I was trying to be cute with that. All right. So we're going to use margins to push that HTML body down 100. Now we do see deformations happening. 2, 3, 0. Great. 100. 190. 140. This number needs to be more. 40. This number needs to be slightly more as well, 100. Okay. So now what we actually want is this to be like a percentage, 40% or something. And I'm going to do the keyword circle just because I really want to understand what I'm doing. So you can kind of see that happening. I'm going to do this at 50%, 50%, 100%, 100%. Kind of working. This is down too low, I think. So that means this number is too much. 2.5, 2.6, 2.7, 2.8, 2.9. I guess these margins are just not right. Okay, how about one? So those of you who are great players probably see what I'm doing wrong, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong because this is not. I'm outside my comfort zone, but sometimes you got to get out of your comfort zone. So we kind of have. So I changed the background size, and that's sort of doing it. So let's do what? 400 pixels, 300 pixels. Okay. So interesting. So I don't know how to do this, but hey, what are you going to do? Okay. So that's not centered. Do I understand why it's not centered? No, I don't. 10. There we go. 40, 50, 20, 30, 35, 36. 36% does it. And unfortunately, that's not quite what I want. But you can see that that's close. All right, so I need more margin up here. 30. I'm going to remove this outline because now it's not helping me. Okay. There's 192. Great. 140 there. 140, 41, 42. Great. I think this margin is now no good. It's this bottom one. Yeah, so this one needs to be more. 5. No, not that one. This one. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. Okay. So now I feel like I've got something that kind of works. And I'm going to change. So this value var radius, comma, or 36%. And I'm going to change this --r. Again, I've never done it this way, but that's okay. 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, you can see that's close. So I think this last margin is too much. That's not doing it. 92 is right. So it's off center, right? I'm looking at it, trying to understand. So it needs to be slightly more toward the center, which means the top and final margins. What do I need to make? Oh, actually, so there we go. That's what I wanted. And the bottom one, as we go. There we go. So the same background with a modification. I don't know. There might be. Oh, and that's 63%. So this is where Safari is hurting me. So Safari is doing this very differently than Chrome does, because even though we have actually rather a nice match here to my eye, right? The diff is that's black. That means on pixel for pixel, it's working in the browser. But Chrome, it's not doing that in Chrome. That's okay. Regardless, in terms of how this would get done, I definitely feel like this is a thing. I think the thing that I would say is I'm going to set a height on the HTML element and set it to 100%. Oh, how about 400? And let's submit that. My guess is that's going to be a better score. And it is slightly, not a lot better, but a little better. Okay, so hilarious. These margins. So these margins are not doing what I want them to do. And that's all right. Well, so the question is, if we make two elements, both paragraph elements. So let's make the first one. Let's play around with this. We'll do one more iteration. So radial gradient. Okay. Let's see that ridiculousness. Push it down. 200 down. No, 150, 60, 150. I think we knew these numbers and I've forgotten them already. This color here. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it white. Okay. So let's push things into place a little bit more. This number needs to go up. 60. Typing too fast. There we go. And then if we have a second one, no. One thing at a time, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Intriguing. Totally certain that I can make this work. So this number is wrong. There we go. And that's gonna. This is gonna help us. And that number is right, I think. Okay. or is the solution? There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. Those are the numbers I want to make that work. That's that guy. So we're going to call him B. Second one is that one. And so the first one, I would like to move styles, or copy those styles. P of B. There it is. And then this background needs to be this. I'm just going to remove that. And I'm going to say, so now our margins are all screwy. I don't see anything. Oh, because I don't have the background. That's why. I want this background to be a percentage, I think. Well, let's just start with something. There we go. So then this margin would be to make a similar. So I want similar number 10, 40. I want the look to be similar. That might be it. And this final number. There it is. 2, 3, 4. So using some interesting techniques here. Okay. Got a lot of what we need. So is there a shared radial gradient value that will put me where I want to be? I'll clobber that. Hopefully this is still recording. I just had a weird thing happen. All right, 40%. Close. 61, 2, 3. Close. So I'm going to submit that. I'm going to see what the value is. 99.9%. So we're in the ballpark. So that's a shared radial gradient background using percentages. Kind of works. Start those. I appreciate that I'm close, but not quite there. So I think seeing this, I think this is, well, I believe that this is the track that many of the best players use. Now, I'm not good enough, or I don't know what I don't know to make this work, but this gets at the same background on two different elements that are two different sizes, and they're aligning. I think with the right math, or as the British would say, the maths, that this would line up. I don't know what I need to do it to make it work, but it's awful close. Um, Possibly this kind of thing that I could do, on a piece of paper and write out to think through what all these numbers are. Because experimentally, like each of the numbers are so closely connected to each other that tweaking the numbers breaks everything. So you're constantly having to adjust without plan, and that makes it a little harder. We got to 99.9% with it, which is kind of fun. All right, that's it. 20-minute video. I had it solved in, whatever that was, 5 minutes, 8 minutes. That was a lot of fun. That's a lot of fun. This is a fun puzzle. This is one that I'll probably revisit. I probably won't do another video. I think I've kind of shown off what I wanted to show off. But this is the kind of thing that really interests me. Trying to get better at the using the HTML and body elements to create solutions in the same way that best players do, and I've been playing with it, not with a lot of success. My stubbornness around using Safari, which is an issue, but I would like to perform better in the next battles rather than the daily targets, to see if I can make some headway there. Regardless, super fun solution, super fun puzzle. I'm not sure that my solutions are super fun, but it's super fun to try and attack the problem and think through a problem like this to see, okay, what do these figures have in common, right? Another, well, come to think of it, so I'm gonna undo a bunch of this. So let's use first principles here. Let's say that is we I think we knew we made that right. So I'm gonna go my solutions and do show the last 99.9% match. Okay, we'll load that. And rather than use margins, I'm gonna use, so I'm gonna say height. So I'm gonna say, okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. Height 90, width 90. And there's my guy. So now I got two of them. What if I do it backwards? So this is the sizing, and I use absolute positioning for the first one. Look, A. So for A, I do a scale of 2, and then change the transform origin. Go. Okay, so I'm using the same figure, and by adjusting the transform origin of the scale, I can do a little bit of interesting modifications. 110, and And then B, we say translate. So I don't want either to affect each other because they're so, like I was saying, they're so interrelated that they're just so tricky. But using what? Trans, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So boom, great. And then now that I've got that, and that translate doesn't affect anything. So now I can actually do that and then just translate it over and then down. And then this is going to put me where I want it to be. And then in addition, I can tweak that scale value. So this is, I like this technique. This is, well, this is a very hacky technique, but it's kind of on the interesting side. So a reminder of how powerful translate is, if anything. Okay, 2, 1. That kind of works. Let's submit that. It's possible we're in a ballpark. That's 100% match. So how would we optimize this? We would say this is a var of a translate value and a var that scale will turn into a var. So, and we're going to put that on the first element. Great. And then the second, the B element, we'll say dash dash T is that. And we're going to say, are we still going to leave the A and B? Maybe we will. That's fine. Let's make sure we're still correct. Yeah, I think we're still correct. Okay. Another 30-minute video. More improvisational. So minify, unit replace. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. I think there are better ways. I could also absolutely position those elements. That might be interesting. Not the best score that I got. That's okay. There are other optimizations to be made here, but it's interesting that that 2.25 number. So it's 2.25 times as large, the circle, using a radial gradient that scales to its size. It's using 63%. And even better, I don't need the keyword 1Q or circle because it's a square element, and both of these are square elements. I kind of like that too. Yeah. Final answer? Yeah, that's a final answer. Not the best score, but a fun one. A very, very fun one. All right. That's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you're doing well out there. Hope you're enjoying your weekend if you were able to not work. If you're working, I hope you had a good day at work or at work or whatever you're doing. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Go make a webpage. I'll be doing this again tomorrow. No guarantees it'll be another 30-minute experimental one, but I've been feeling experimental lately. So that's what I've been doing. Thanks for watching.